非洲的茉莉。
Subscribe. Well done.
Habari yako Elvis?
Hey, Fyjo Moli, mzuri sana.
Asante sana.
Karibu Fyjo Moli, karibu.
So Elvis, how are you?
I'm good. I'm just in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've been quarantined for some time, yeah, at home.
Yeah, now almost 3 months now.
Okay. So where are you? Where are you at home?
Okay, right now I'm in Kenya, Nairobi.
Yeah.
Nairobi is the capital city, so I live in Nairobi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you show me your surroundings?
Okay, you wanna see outside?
Yeah, show me. How's
show
the
you.
weather today?
Today is sunny. As you
Oh,
can
blue
see,
sky. Wow, it's beautiful.
blue sky. You can see people playing outside, the children.
Wow. It's a really, really nice estate.
Yeah, it's a very nice estate and it's very big, you know.
Oh,
This is a government estate.
yeah.
Yeah, so some people have bought their houses here and others are renting their houses.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So Elvis, you appeared in my video a couple of times before you were visiting Johannesburg, and lots of people really surprised that you speak Chinese
Yeah.
so well. And they're even more surprised when I tell them that you actually learn it on your own. So lots of people couldn't believe it. At the same time, they're very curious of how did you learn Chinese so well on your own. So today I just represent my viewers to ask you some questions about your learning Chinese and also share your story to my viewers.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I started learning Chinese in 2015, in the year
Yeah.
2015.
Yeah.
So at that time, like I didn't have any teacher or someone who to teach me Chinese and all that.
Yeah.
So I downloaded some books, some PDF files from the
Yeah.
internet.
Yeah.
Also, I used to watch like YouTube videos. You know, when you go to YouTube, there are some lessons, Chinese
Yeah.
lessons that people
Yeah.
teach on YouTube and all that.
Yeah.
So that's how I learned my Chinese slowly by slowly. I also bought a book in
Yeah.
the shopping mall
Yeah.
here in Nairobi, and that has really helped me a lot to improve my Chinese.
Oh, but how did you start learning Chinese at all?
It's because of interests, you know. It's because at 2015
Yeah.
there were not a lot of Chinese who are coming to Kenya, you know. And at that time is where now my country started to deal with Chinese, to deal with Chinese government, to do business and all that, you know. So I also saw it as an opportunity because, you know, when you meet Chinese people, most of them, when they come, they don't know how to speak English. So communicating with them is hard. But once you learn the language, you master the language, it will be easier even for you to teach them your language. You know, so I was interested in learning something new, you know, because I already know how to speak English. English is a foreign language, you know, so I wanted to add another foreign language to my list.
Oh, okay. Very interesting. So, when did you start having contact with Chinese culture?
Okay, as I told you,
Yeah.
I started learning in 2015, right?
Yeah.
So after like 2 years,
Mm.
2015, 2016, 2017. I think the beginning of 2017 is now when I had my first contact with the Chinese, you know, face to face, speaking Chinese. That was my
Okay.
first contact with the Chinese person.
What happened during that first contact?
Okay, at first I was a little bit, you know, shy. I thought maybe I will say something wrong, you know.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, the Chinese man, he was so surprised that how did you learn Chinese, you know?
Yeah.
He was shocked. And he was happy at the same time that an African can speak his language, you know.
Yeah.
So it also encouraged me to keep on learning Chinese because the Chinese person, he was so positive, and he also encouraged me to learn more and, you know, keep on studying and be fluent.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So you keep learning afterwards. And how do you find learning Chinese on your own? Was it difficult? Was it sometimes motivating? Because you don't really have a partner to to practice?
Okay, at first it was difficult, because when you're learning Chinese, you don't have anyone around you that speaks Chinese. You don't have any Chinese friends. You only depend on videos online and your books. So sometimes it's difficult for you to learn by yourself, because you also need someone who can motivate you and encourage you. So it was very, very difficult. But once you learn the basics, it becomes more easier to go to the next level once you learn the basics. Yeah.
So have you find opportunities to use your Chinese language ability to a professional level?
Yeah, I used to work as a translator and a salesperson in a Chinese company.
Yeah.
That is based here in Kenya. That was like I think 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how was
So
that experience?
it was a very good experience, because I learned new things, like
Yeah.
how to talk to customers in a professional way using the Chinese language. I learned new vocabularies, and the people who I was working with, they're so friendly, everyone, all the Chinese people that I was working with, they were all friendly. So it really helped me to improve my Chinese.
Okay. I suppose that was the first formal relationship that you had with the
Yeah,
Chinese people, yeah? And how do you find Chinese people back then?
So friendly, because once a Chinese person sees that you can speak the language, they become more, they want to know more about you, they become more friendly. Others, they invite you to go and eat lunch, Chinese food and all that, Others, they take your WeChat number, they want to talk to you, video call you and all that, Most of them are so friendly. Like most of the Chinese people I've met, they are so friendly to me and very nice to me.
Are you still learning Chinese now?
Yes, I'm currently, even today in the morning, I learned some Chinese, some new words, because while I'm in quarantine, I don't just want to sleep and eat. At least I want to keep myself busy, so that when the lockdown is over, because you never know, maybe today I'm in Kenya, tomorrow I'm in China. So I have to improve my Chinese even to a more professional level. So every day I have to study like 2 or 3 words, new Chinese words.
Okay. What is your goal of learning Chinese? What do you want to achieve with the Chinese language?
First of all, I want to be fluent in Chinese the same way I'm fluent in English. And the second thing, like, I really want to go to China. That's my dream since I'm learning Chinese. I want to go to China and, experience China, even eat more Chinese food and all that, travel within China and all that. So, just that.
Okay. So far you haven't been to China, but what do you know already about China?
Okay, I know about Beijing, Kaoya, Beijing duck.
Okay.
Let me see. Do I know? Oh, it's very strange that I don't know. I can speak the language, but I don't know about so many things about China,
From the
Because
culture wise.
culture-wise, I know, how to treat Chinese peoples and, the respect. I know a little bit of Chinese culture, but things to do with what is happening in China or what is in China, I really don't know much about.
Okay. So tell me what you learn. What have you learned about Chinese culture, and what is your experience of interacting with the Chinese people?
Okay, first of all, the respect. I believe Chinese people are so respectable, respect different people's culture, religion, and all that. And also, Chinese people are hospitable, because, as I said before, that so many Chinese that I've made friends with here in Kenya, they've invited me to, to have Chinese food or to drink Chinese tea. So they are so hospitable. Yeah.
As a Kenyan, the perception of Chinese, has it been changing since it started? You said like 2015, yeah, and until now.
Okay, first of all, right now, how most African media even people online, how they're portraying the Chinese people is so negative, it's so negative, and I don't think it's fair to the whole Chinese people, because there's so many Africans who are married to Chinese people, and so many Chinese people who are married to African people, So I don't think it's fair, to attack the whole Chinese population, because if you see in Africa, there's some couples living in Africa, here in Africa, Chinese and African couples who are married living here in Africa. So if people say online that, let us chase all the Chinese away, some people, they don't have bad intentions, Some Chinese people, when they come to Africa, they don't have bad intentions, So I don't think it's fair to attack the whole population of the Chinese people, It would be right if you attack them as an individual. If someone is wrong, you attack them as an individual. For example, if a Chinese person does something bad to me, I don't also say that all Chinese people are bad, When I attack that person as an individual, because I've met so many Chinese people who are nice, who they have a good heart, who are friendly, who are open, So one action of a Chinese person does not mean that all the Chinese people are bad, Yeah.
Okay. What is your advice of a Chinese who come to Africa?
Okay, my advice is that if you're coming to Africa, if you're going to a foreign land, at least try to learn a few things about the people, maybe the history or some few words of the language, the culture, And also when you come to Africa, try to interact with the local people, Because I had some stories before that some Chinese people have never met Africans, So when they come to Africa for the first time, they're scared to to talk to African people and all that, But let us try to change the game, Let us try to to know each other, I have learned your language. I know how to speak your language. I know your culture. So when I come to China, I will, it will be easy for me, to talk with the Chinese people, I know how their culture is, I know how they live, so it will be easier for me to interact with them and live with them. So same as you who is coming to Africa, at least try to learn something about us, Don't come while you don't know anything. Even if you're coming for a business or anything, at least learn something, And this way will let you understand us more better. It will let you live with us more better, communicate with us more better, And your life will be perfect. You'll not be having such things in the media and all that, Because for me, if I say ni hao to a Chinese person, they're always happy, they want to know me more, they want to be friends with me. So if you come here, learn the language, try to interact with the locals and all that. Yeah.
Okay. So you never been to China, but you have always been very interested in Chinese culture. So what is happening at the moment after reading so much negative reports and portraits of China and Chinese? Does it change your mind?
No, it has not changed my mind a bit, because I know I have Chinese friends. I always talk to them, so I cannot hate them because of what is happening, because they have never treated me in a negative way. Even I met you in South Africa, you are so friendly to me, we went around, in Johannesburg, walking around, and you showed me around. So you didn't treat me in a negative way. So what is happening, it is wrong. But it will not make me now hate Chinese people. Now I don't want to learn Chinese. I don't want to talk with Chinese people. I don't want to make friends with Chinese people because what is happening, It has not changed my mind a bit. I'll continue learning Chinese, and I still have a dream to go to China and travel.
What do you think China can do to make Africans forgive us?
There's a video I saw online that
Yeah.
some Africans who are in self-isolation in China, right?
They what?
And so when people are saying there's some Africans put in isolation, in quarantine, in China, and they are being treated in a negative way. So people complain in the media and a lot, and you saw like Chinese people are giving them flowers and all that. I don't think that is the solution.
Yeah.
bringing flowers and food, that is not the solution to anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only solution here is educate
Yeah.
the people
Yeah.
and make and make them understand that treating people or racially discriminating people
Yeah.
is wrong and is
Yeah.
bad, and I think China should even have a law that says that no citizen in China is allowed to discriminate. If you discriminate someone from another race or treat them in a negative way, you get punished because it's not right. So only solution here for Africans to forgive you is try to educate your people, teach them how to get with other people, other different nationalities, other races in a right way. You understand? Just educate them, teach them love, peace, and unity. I believe action speaks louder than words, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's say, for example, if I do something wrong to you, if I say sorry, you don't know if that sorry comes from my heart or I'm just saying it.
Yes.
But if I act the right way and treat you the right way,
Yeah.
that's a lot,
Yeah.
So I think the Chinese people should learn how to treat other nationalities, especially Africans, learn how to
Yeah.
treat them in a respectable way,
Yeah.
treat them as your brothers and sisters, as we are one family, and this way, life will be much better,
So you studied media. If you were working in the media as a journalist, how would you treat or report things like this?
First of all, you should know that anything to do with negativity, it sells in the media. They get high ratings in the media.
Yeah.
So let me say, if anything happens in China, maybe someone has been discriminated in any way, the next day you'll see it is everywhere in the media. So the media has been portraying this in a like they're hyping it too much, because the media is powerful. The media has the power to bring people together or to make people hate each other, So I think the media people are using the media in the wrong way, and that has to change. In Africa, we some countries in Africa, they have these tribal conflicts, right? They have something called tribalism. Right? So the government uses like advertisements to stop tribalism and people hating each other.
Yeah.
I think that's what we should do, because every day if we talk about negativity and not finding the solution to it, then we are not doing anything, So let us start campaigning for positivity,
At last, I want you to say something in Chinese to Chinese people.
I won't say much. I just say just a few words, 我们都是一家人. That means we are all one family people. We are all one family. 我们都是一家人. We are all one family.
Okay.
Yeah.
非常感谢. Thank you very much today for telling us how do you think on the issue and sharing your stories of learning Chinese. And thank you so much for your interest, and also keep supporting, keep giving interest to our culture. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. 谢谢.
谢谢你，好，再见。
OK. 再见，
拜
再见。
拜。